Hello and welcome to a midweek special podcast where we be covering the match day one review for the Euro 2020. Obviously, before I get into the main conversation, do remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel Football Punters Podcast, and do not forget to follow us on our social media handles. And the other thing which definitely is a big topic for today is Ramos leaving Real Madrid. Obviously, we're not going to get too much into the details of it, but it's just a huge shout out to Sergio Ramos, who's been instrumental for Real Madrid in the past 16 years itself. So let's see what Perez has to say tomorrow. Any thoughts on that? What Perez is going to say, apart from obviously showing the gratitude towards a player like Ramos?
I think after the Europa Super League introduction, I don't care what he says, but I would just like to say that I hope Ramos comes to the Premier League. I don't care which team, but I would like to see him in the Premier League. So.
Okay, let's see what the rumors have to suggest right now. I mean, he's heavily linked with PSG as of now. So let's see where the boat takes him right now. So yeah, let's dive right into into the Euros match fixtures now. Obviously, one of the biggest teams which I'll start with is Italy, who's already played 2 matches as of now. Even though we're covering just the first day one, but today they played against Switzerland, and they've already been qualified for the round of 16. So yeah, I mean, what are your thoughts on the first two matches itself? Let's start with you, Rishabh. I mean, how did you think Italy has gone by in the first 2 matches itself?
I think I was I'd not like to brag about myself, but I was pretty much correct when I previewed the team in our podcast. But they played exactly the same way like I predicted. They were free flowing, they were fast, they were attacking. Yes, they were not able to break the defense in the first half, but I mean, Turkey was abysmal, man, to watch. They had barely any possession of the ball. They had barely any shots on the game. Italy was just dominant throughout the game. So, but obviously, to win the game, you have to score goals. So, which they did not get in the first half. But I think they came up. They came. They came back in the second half with all guns blazing. I think they attacked with more promise. Italy's goal, and I think they were able to get the 3 goals that they deserve, and rightly so. They are through to the round of 16.
Yeah, I mean, one of the biggest plus points, I guess, is Immobile, who's already scored 2 goals in this Euro right now. So he's right now tied with, I guess, Ronaldo for the top spot, top goal scorer already. Too early to say those things, but the limited amount of fixtures, I guess you have to start talking about the golden boot and all those kind of things as well, right at the beginning. So yeah, I mean, Anshuman, since you've seen both the games, how do you think Immobile has been instrumental for Italy this year right now?
Yeah, I mean, I saw 2 kind of different games with Immobile in the 2 matches. I mean, the first match he was more proactive to the chances, and he was like the link up with even though they could not get the goals in the first half, but Insigne and Immobile they were getting the chemistry together. But in the second match, Immobile was kind of laid back a lot. I mean, he was getting the chances, but he was trying too hard. You could see that he was just pushing in for the goals, and the even Dominic Berardi, he could not play his natural game because I think that is the kind of coaching tactics that has been given to them, is to feed the balls to Immobile. But I could see that, of course, because Switzerland was also not giving them any kind of challenge, they were able to control the game. I mean, that is one risky point that I can see with Italy, is that they might be getting a bit complacent with the kind of gameplay they are having, and the kinds of teams that they faced in the first 2 rounds. They did not face any kind of challenge. I mean, for them, probably the matches looked like international friendlies rather than an Euro challenge. So I think the real challenge, how the squad is made of, we will see in the knockout stages, because because whatever Rishabh also predicted about Italy, they have actually tick marked everything. They are defensively solid. Uh, in spite of not facing a lot of challenges, the kind of strength they have built out in the defense line, it understands what kind of pressure they are building, so it stays on the high line. But they also have a balance of pushing back at the same time. That is kind of the Italian defense. We know they are workhorses. They work for 90 minutes. Other than that, I think it has been a classic Italy game. No challenges. They did not face any kind of challenge, and they took the chances that they should have taken. And of course, Immobile, he's already a fantastic striker. I mean, he has been proving it for years now, and
Yeah.
this time he's truly coming out as an international goal scorer.
Striker. Yeah.
So
Yeah. So I mean, usually we see given that the domestic leagues have just wrapped up, and there has been so little span. I mean, we were expecting like teams will take some time to
right.
get used to the chemistry with the national team itself. But obviously, Italy has been. Uh, has got off to the right start with both the matches, but
I mean,
on
it
the
also helps that a lot of players play in the same league.
yeah,
So
definitely.
it gives a huge
Yeah,
boost.
that definitely helps them with the chemistry and the style of play which
Yeah.
they have in the league itself. And but coming back to the counterpart of Italy, we see Wales, who actually struggled to close the game in the first match against Switzerland. They drew the match 1-1, and today they've been able to close the match against Turkey 2-0. Obviously, Turkey was not expected to do anything in the tournament itself. I mean, I know Rishabh said that he was expecting Turkey to be a little bit more vigilant with their attack and in their defense itself, but unfortunately, I think they're sadly knocked out right now. I don't think they
Knocked
have
out,
a
yeah.
chance of finishing third as well
Yeah.
now. But Switzerland is coming to Wales. Obviously, Bale today was very instrumental in the match itself. Where you saw, I mean, you definitely have a Bale penalty miss.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
But at the same time,
that was an abysmal penalty miss, though.
yeah, and
I
then
just have to put it out there.
right after the penalty miss, there was a mistake made by the goalkeeper of Switzerland. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, immediately after
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
and right
Jan
after
Sommer.
right at that moment, the ball. I mean, it was so unfortunate that Bale couldn't score the goal. The people who have seen the match definitely know what I'm talking about right now. What
Yeah.
that moment I'm speaking of. But again, in the closing moments where they got the second goal, Bale was instrumental in that corner set piece, and it was brilliant in that attack itself. So, do you think like Bales? I'm saying Wales has a definite chance of finishing second, given that Wales versus Italy is the fixture which is going to be there, and we definitely expect Italy to be the front runner in that match itself.
I'm kind of disappointed, man, because I predicted Wales to be fourth, and now I'm losing my bracket in the game. So yeah, definitely disappointed in that. But I never expected Turkey to be so bad. I felt like maybe it was Italy, so maybe they're going to come back in this game at least against Wales. But I don't think they were, they were anywhere close to what I was predicting them to be. So they were again, very slow, not having too much ball possession or having any kind of shots. And even like as you mentioned about in the first game that Wales played, I didn't even think that Kiefer Moore, who I said that is not probably going to start even but he was probably their most influential player in the first game.
Yeah.
And even I think I don't remember, but he scored the game, right? He scored the goal, right, in that game as well. So, but they have the players, they have those what do you call those influential players in their team who can take them past this group stage. And I think they've also these set of players actually did that in the Euro 2016. So they've already done that. So it's not like something new. It's not a new challenge for them.
We expected them to do that.
They can definitely do that, but it's just that we never expected. Ramsey is not the Ramsey that we saw 4 years ago. Bale is not as per our other.
Really was
other
the players are not in the same best form, best of form.
As per our other panelists, he's still playing golf. So sorry, I had to bring that up, but so we never expected them to be that dominant, or not dominant, but that good. So they've been good. They were brilliant against Switzerland. So Switzerland is a very good defensive team, and they play from the back. They play like a high line, but they were able to counterattack that, and they were able to take the game to Switzerland. I did not see the game today. I don't know how they played today, but talking about the Wales and Switzerland game, they were definitely right on par with Switzerland.
Fantastic. I mean, like, yeah. So, I mean, we definitely expect Italy and Wales to be the front two teams. I mean, I think apart from us predicting that Switzerland would be the second team, I think that's the only thing which we're wrong about in this prediction, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, moving on to the next team which we'd like to speak about is definitely Belgium. Belgium definitely had a great start. They've won the fixture 3-0. And Lukaku was brilliant in that match when I saw the game. I think there were two standout players for me in that match itself. There were Thorgan Hazard and who was playing a wing back role in that team, and obviously Lukaku, who's definitely the key player, I guess, for Belgium to actually be the goal scorer for them, because they are definitely going to be missing Eden Hazard. Obviously, even though if I was present, I don't think how much he would have been influential in this team given his current form. But I think.
Oh, is he still injured?
Yeah, he's not in this. He's not in the team this year.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
So I mean, Hazard is not playing, but his younger brother Thorgan Hazard is definitely playing as a wing back role in this team. And if you see the highlights, or
the other wing back is Castagne that you were talking about.
Castagne, yeah.
So yeah, I mean, Lukaku was brilliant in that match. So what do you think? I mean, do Belgium are the front runners to finish at the top of the table in their group itself? Do you guys think that?
Yeah, I think so. I think Belgium are the front runners in Euro, and to establish that dominance, I think they have to be in the same level that they showed. I mean, they have to show the dominance.
Yeah.
It's not just about scrapping the wins for them. They have the kind of squad, and against Russia, who surprisingly did not challenge them at all. I mean, they had those runs, but they were not finishing in the third half. I mean, they were absolutely abysmal in the third half, which actually gave Belgium more and more confidence to go forward. And they and I think the match changed when they gifted the goal to Lukaku. I mean, that was a very poor defense, and that was a very bad decision for the defender. And I think that changed the whole game. That gave Lukaku the boost, and that I think always a player has a pressure in the first match and an international cup to score a goal. It has a lot of pressure, and I think when that lifted off with that first goal, I think it was all Belgium, and I think every player started playing well.
Yeah. The floodgates opened, and it was all out attack for
absolutely.
Belgium after that.
Absolutely.
So
I mean, Mertens was brilliant. Everybody, Carrasco was really good. Even though there were a lot of chances that I could see that Carrasco was a bit selfish. I mean, Belgium could have scored probably 6 goals. There are 3 chances that Carrasco took the ball towards the outer edge of the D and could not pass it when Lukaku was open. So yeah, but otherwise it was a brilliant match to see.
But yeah, so moving. Yeah, okay.
Sorry, but I completely agree with whatever Anshuman said. Yes, they are the favorites to win the group. Yes, they are the favorites to win the Euro 2020 behind France. I wouldn't put them behind France, ahead of France, but yes, they have the best team sheet, best team on paper. But I have different problems with Belgium. They play well against these kind of teams, but when it comes to crunch moments, I don't see them performing in any of the stages.
Yeah, you expect them to falter in the group.
Yeah, exactly. And with the same problem with like Lukaku will be like, oh yeah, I can score 2-3 goals, 4 goals in the group stages, but when it comes to the knockout time, he will just be sitting in one corner where he will.
From this, I was thinking about it. A lot of big players, the players that we actually expect to give 100% in the international stages, be it World Cup or Euro, I have actually noticed those players do not shine. But the other players who have been playing in the local leagues, in the lower league teams who have been grinding up and down with the teams, they give up
More.
probably
They give more.
105%
Yeah.
than the because in Argentina also I remember in the World Cup Messi was scoring goals in the group stages here and there everywhere, but when they went to the knockout
Knockout.
stages, that is where they were not clicking anymore. And we are seeing this. I mean, I'm not sure how many goals Bale is gonna give assist to Aaron Ramsey in the knockout stages, or even I don't see Ronaldo scoring that much. I mean,
Yeah.
he got two
Went too
goals,
far.
but I
Went too far. Went too far.
But yeah, the thing is,
I know. The moment, yeah, it's UEFA plus Ronaldo. I mean, you cannot say
yeah,
anything.
it's a different love
UEFA does
story.
something else
He
to
he had
Ronaldo.
we were going to discuss about Portugal, but he had the worst. I would say worst from one of the worst games, but he still ended up scoring 2 goals. That's what
Yeah, I
Ronaldo did.
mean,
Yeah,
based on what we saw, I mean, since we're talking about Ronaldo, let's cover Portugal itself right now
yeah,
and speak about it. But I think, yeah, I think Ronaldo even had the even less number of touches in the game
Mm.
compared to Hungary defenders at that point, because he was that non-existent in that match itself. Even with the likes of Bruno Fernandes, I mean, he could not supply the ball to Ronaldo. He was like, he literally did. I didn't see him for the first 75 minutes, or the yeah, until the last
yeah.
15 minutes. It was like,
Bernardo Silva, Bruno Fernandes, Cristiano Ronaldo. These three players were non-existent in the game.
yeah, definitely. And I
For
think
sure.
it is
I
one
agree.
of those, like, the first things which we mentioned was like the classic examples of team not clicking in the first half itself, and the second half is where the team actually shines. But that's exactly what happened with Portugal. They won the match 3-0. Even though, I mean, I know me and Rishabh were speaking about the match, and he was like, on paper they should have easily closed the game 3-0. Ultimately they did. In the records book, it's going as 3-0, but it is definitely not a 3-0 victory which they should have gotten, because I
Yeah.
remember the first goal was a double deflection goal which they got. It was not a
And
goal. I think
Yeah.
what about that offside goal? If let's just say if he was just an inch behind, that goal would have gone in. I don't see Portugal winning that game. There is no way that Portugal would have won that game. So definitely Portugal.
I
I mean,
think it was. I think it could have been a very easy game for Portugal, but I don't know what kind of tactics the manager went in with the team to hold back or to be more defensively structured. Because in the second half, the things I saw was I could see that the Portugal have opened the flanks, and the defenders, the Semedo and Guerrero, they were pushing forward
yeah.
blindly. I mean, they completely turned fullbacks into wingbacks in the second half. And the surprising part was, why didn't they do the similar tactic in the first half?
I
I
guess
mean,
I
what
guess
was
the
the
I
kind
guess
of
the fir-
mindset?
I guess the first half tactic was to just hold back and not concede any goals at that point, and second half was all about unleashing the
And I
team.
think more than the forwards, I think the two defenders, Carvalho and Pereira, I think they were the maestro in that game. I mean, they were
they,
orchestrating the game because, of course, Bruno Fernandes and Bernardo Silva were not doing it.
But I think
So,
even though in the second half we saw three goals, I think Hungary were the better team in the second half. I think, based on the attacks I saw.
Hung- again,
yeah,
I feel like
they also went
yes,
for the attack. So, I think a lot of
and,
chances
and
were from the counter attack.
you're right about William Carvalho and Danilo Pereira, but I feel like both of them are two defensive midfielders. That's one of the reasons that they were not able to create those enough chances
Yeah.
for the front three. So I feel like in the next game, I definitely feel either play William Carvalho or Danilo, and definitely come get one more playmaker in. I feel I don't know if Ruben Neves has had the one of the best seasons with Wolves. Definitely, João Moutinho is definitely still good. I would still play João Moutinho and Bruno together to feed off the ball to Ronaldo or Jota. Even I feel like even Jota should not start. I definitely feel, and Bernardo Silva, I don't feel like he should start on the wing. He should definitely play a little bit more deep. so that he can provide the balls and everything, right? Because they have enough quality in the attack. Like Ronaldo is enough, I feel.
Right, exactly.
He's good enough to poach in and score the goals, but they need the quality to to make sure that those balls are so that the balls land up in the back of the net. Yes, Ronaldo missed a couple of chances in the first half, but I feel he's not going to do
And
that in the next game, definitely,
and
right? But you
and
need to
I think
finish. You
we
need
are
to finish
forgetting
the game
about
in the
Felix. I
start.
think we are forgetting about
Oh,
Felix.
How
Joao
Felix
Felix,
is
exactly.
one
So they have. That's what I'm saying. Like they
I
have.
mean,
I
they have,
definitely feel
yeah. I
they
mean,
have.
just because, as you were saying, that to shift Bernardo Silva to the center, I think Felix still can play in the wing because the
Yes.
one thing that they need to channel is the pace. That is all he needs to worry about. Just like
I think
Mbappe, he needs
I
to worry
think
about
right
it.
now I believe they want to use Felix as a super sub, which is
Hmm.
exactly what his role is
Yeah.
going to be throughout the Euro, until unless there is a huge injury which opens up
Yeah.
a spot for him in
Right,
the in
right.
11 in the first team sheet. But I think he has done a lot to give himself the first team sheet in the season with Atletico. But
I Man, I would definitely not play William Carvalho in the next game against France. I mean, the pace that France have, William Carvalho is
Yeah.
too slow for that. I don't think Carvalho should start the next game because he's
let's
very slow.
let's
He's a
see.
good he's a
The
good midfielder.
problem
Don't get me wrong, but yeah.
the problem with winning matches is that you definitely overlook your shortcomings in those kind of matches. It's when you play
Right,
against teams like
right.
France and Germany, you'll probably
Yeah.
understand where the weaknesses or the
I
holes
mean,
are in
that is why I think France, Germany, the kind of group that they got. People say it's a very hard group of death, but if you survive that kind of group, the kind of challenges you have already faced in your group stages, that prepares you. That prepares you for the knockout stages where you already know how to handle the kind of pressure you are getting from the team now
yeah.
because no matter what they say, yes, it is an international tournament, but yes, it is a group stage. There are a lot of mental tactics also going on. When to push in. If we are losing, if we don't want to pressure our players into that kind of exertion. Okay, there is a third spot also. We can try from that angle as well. But once you get in the knockout stages, that is the end game. You
Yeah.
I
do it
mean,
or you don't.
Portugal, man, Portugal had 3 draws in the last Euro. 3 matches, 3 draws, 3 points. They squeezed into the round of 16 and they ended up winning the tournament. So anything
See,
can happen.
see, yeah, that is
Yeah.
a lot of tactics comes from the kind of teams you get, the kind of table you have.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I mean, let's bring the conversation home and move to the most boring match of the
England.
tournament yet. Uh, again, it was between England
It's
and
coming
Croatia.
home, guys. It's coming home.
The conversation is coming home. So let's bring the conversation home and talk about England and Croatia. Obviously, England were expected to win that match and get the revenge against Croatia from their defeat in 2018 semi-finals World Cup. But and they rightfully did so. But obviously, Croatia is not the same team who had their like dream run which they had in the World Cups. Who continuously played 120 minutes every match, keep on going 120 minutes, and they still managed to go and get into the finals. But yeah, unfortunately, in the group series, that's not going to happen. So, but what do you guys think about England's performance in the of the first group match itself? Let's start with Anshuman since he's a highly vocal supporter of bringing the conversation home. So yeah.
No,
Dude,
I don't
conversation.
care about the conversation. I want to get the Eurozone.
I
It's
mean, yeah,
time,
that's
guys. It's
I
time.
just joking, yeah, but yeah,
Because
you won the
see,
trophy.
the game was very 50-50. It was not, I could not see the kind of prowess that England has on paper as usually. They have a very strong team. They have stars in the team, but
Yeah.
but again, we could see that it was a very lethargic performance. I would
Yeah.
give it to that. And again, I think we are seeing a pattern now with Euros, and I think a lot of factors come in. The kind of teams went through the pandemic era, the kind of the rigorous training structure, it has changed a lot. A lot of external factors has come in, but I can see the teams are not, they are not being that what's the proper word? I'm not getting the word. They're very reactive, but they're not proactive. That is what, if you can understand what I'm
But
going to say.
Yeah.
I
but
mean,
what do you expect? What do you expect? Like they've just finished like a pandemic full of season,
yeah, yeah,
played
exactly,
games week in
exactly.
week out. Like can't
Yeah.
expect them to be fit
So
and
I
fine.
think for a lot of teams, the first half is a bit boring. To
Yeah.
be like, I mean, that is what happened with England as well. I mean, yes, there were few chances here and there, but yeah, there was not kind of an intention within the two teams to score a goal in the first half. I mean, the midfield, Calvin Phillips was doing his thing. I mean, I was kind of hesitant seeing him in the first team against Croatia with a big
Turned out
match,
to be
but
the standout performer.
yeah, he turned out to be the best performer out there. And again, also, I was very adamant to see Sterling as well in the team, and he scored the goal. So Gareth Southgate is doing it, guys. He has got 7 defenders, and we are gonna scrap in 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, and we are gonna get the Euros. And Gareth Southgate is gonna be the best manager ever.
let's
Clip this
let's
thing.
not get
Clip,
ahead right
clip
now.
it out. Clip it out, guys.
Best manager ever.
Let's not get ahead of the conversation. But moving to the starting 11 itself, Rishabh, do you
Hmm.
think Jack Grealish was the person who should have started ahead of Phil Foden or maybe even Raheem Sterling? Even though now I'm
I,
not going to question Sterling right now because Sterling has scored the goal. So I'm not. I might. You can still question it. You can still question it.
question.
But the thing is, we were definitely expecting Jack Grealish to start based on the season he had with Aston Villa, and obviously Foden, who's a rising and upcoming star, but he is not yet a proven entity who can be selected in the first team on the on the big stages right now. I guess he still has a lot to prove, but do you think? But I know you were very disappointed not to see Grealish in the playing 11 in that game.
Man, I would.
Yeah,
I'm
I was
so
too. I was too.
I
I
am
was
so
also
glad that
disappointed.
I am so glad that you asked me this question because I had hell of a problems with the squad, with the lineup,
We
even
all
for the
had a lot of
one
problems
zero.
with the squad. Yeah.
This is like this was the worst lineup that he could play. Kieran Trippier, or no, not Kieran Trippier. I think it was who was it? Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker was playing at or no,
No,
sorry,
no, 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 no,
sorry, it
no,
was
no,
Kieran
no, no,
Trippier.
no.
Kieran Trippier was
Kieran
playing as
Trippier
left
was
back.
playing a left back. Yeah.
So yeah, see how confused I am. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
the problem with the England squad that I could not get why Trippier was playing as a left back when you already have Chilwell and Luke Shaw, who've already proven in your last season that they're probably the one of the best left backs that England has, and you still playing Kieran Trippier as the left back. False number one. Why did you play? I did not get, as you said, Foden, and I did not get Sterling's inclusion in the squad. Yes, Sterling has been playing for England in all of the matches, but definitely did not get why did he start? Even though when you had already played Jack Grealish in all of the international friendly games before the Euro, not before even the Euro, like even since last year, and you had already seen what kind of impact that he has. I don't know if he was injured. I don't think he was injured. He should have started that game. Now people are talking about Kane, that Kane has been dropping back. So is this a new Kane that we're going to see under Gareth Southgate? No, we've already seen this with Tottenham Hotspur. He's already playing deep in the deep, and he was the leading goal scorer and the assist maker in the Premier League. So this is something not new. Again, if he's doing against England, also this is not new. But the problem is that up front they don't have anyone who can finish. Like he had Son and Deli Ali and Lucas Moura and all these people they had to finish off certain balls that he used to provide. Right? I don't have any confidence still in Sterling who can finish. He just has pace. He does not have a finishing prowess that I don't see anything in him. So Mr. Southgate, please listen to me. Please do not play Sterling in the next game, and please play Grealish so that it can come home. At least you have a chance of
Bringing it up.
taking it home. Yeah. So yeah, that's all I have to say.
But yeah, so in the obviously in the second in their other match, we definitely have already decided that we've seen the goal of the season. Every pundit has already said that Patrick Schick already has scored the goal of the season from
Yeah.
half. What do you guys think of Czech Republic? Have you guys had the opportunity to catch Czech Republic's performance in the group stage?
I mean, there's not
Yeah, I
much
mean,
to analyze.
the thing is, I was just going through. It was like the world told me that you have to see this match because there is a goal like this. I was actually ignoring this match because I was also busy, but I jumped in right when I heard that a wonder goal has been shot in the initial stages of groups, and when I saw it with my own eyes, I was like, "Man, this guy! What a player! What a performance!" I mean, just apart from that goal, when I saw the highlights, the he was there. He was always there in that D, threatening the defense every time he's getting the ball. It was like he was unplayable. To me, he was unplayable. I don't know what he took when he came out of the for to play the game, but he was unplayable, and the game was brilliant. But
Yeah.
I would say it was a one man performance, truly a one man performance.
So I mean, yeah, this conversation was specifically to give a shout out to the brilliant goal.
Yeah.
No other conversation about that because we've definitely not been too keen and interested in. We've not seen the performances from Czech Republic for the whole 90 minutes apart from the highlights which we saw. But
Yeah.
moving on to obviously another big profile team is Spain, who definitely who had a bad performance, even though they had like 70 to 80% percent of possession by the end of the match. They were still not able to score the goal. Why do you think actually is the problem with Spain's lineup in this match itself, or what can they do to fix it into the remaining two to give them a chance to qualify for the knockout stages?
Morata.
You want
the-
Morata to be gone, but who will be replacing Morata in that case?
I mean, I would probably play even Gerard Moreno, man, or Ferran Torres. I think he's a better finisher or a better striker than Alvaro Morata. You know, I was reading a stat the other day. Alvaro Morata has not even scored 15 goals in a season yet, and I don't know how many seasons he's played. 15 goals he's not scored in one season.
So
That is a very bad stat for a striker who plays as a number 9 for a country like Spain.
yeah.
That's
No,
a
the
very bad
problem
start.
is I don't understand why is he selected every time when his performances do not merit.
They're not good.
I
don't
I
know.
do not understand why he's selected. That is the first and the foremost issue with the entire team. Forget the game. I'm talking about the team sheet. He should not be in the team. He should not be. There are a lot of strikers who are jumping for an opportunity to get this kind of stage and show their worth. And Alvaro Morata is taking their chances and wasting them. I mean, I would say that this game would have been 1-0. Of course, I mean, I'm not saying that yes, Alvaro Morata should have like been there and should have scored the goal and this should have been a definitive win. But yes, I'm saying that because of his miss, there was a huge demoralization with the entire team. That sitter, because that is how this Euro is going on. You are scrapping to the wins. You are getting three chances. You have to take one out of them, and that is the final chance you are gonna get, because every team is defensive minded in the entire Euro game right now. And when you do not take that chance as well, a sitter, I would say that was. I mean, he should be dropped immediately. I mean, he should have been substituted right then.
Man, he always scores. He just scores offside goals. That's it. That's all he does.
He's the
I think I've seen enough Juventus's highlights and enough Juventus's game to say that he only scores offside
Offside
goals.
goals.
Yes, he would be, I think, at the top of the table if there was an offside scoring chart. Definitely.
And the sadness is
and what we know over.
the other team. Yeah, of course, he has to come into the conversation.
But he talked about Timo Werner. Now we have to move to Germany, where did he even start?
No, before we jump to the Germany, I just wanted to give a shout out that Spain, because it was a nil-nil draw, that does not take away that Spain, rest of the team actually played really well. I mean, Alaba, of course, Jordi Alba, he played brilliantly. I think he was the star performer in that team. And then Torres was brilliant. Rodri, Pedri, they were all doing. They were taking the chances, doing the runs. I think it was not an easy win for Spain at any chance, because this is not the Spain that we know. These are also the fallen giants,
Yeah,
and of course we are gonna come to the fallen giant now. But before that, just saying that yes, that was very disappointing to see that
yeah.
Alvaro Morata missed a chance to give them an edge in their group. But let's see.
Just one quick point here. I don't want to take any more time here, but the problem with Spain, I see, since their high times, every manager that has followed after that triumph, they
Is
try
trying to
to
do the
play
same thing.
they try to play the same
Yeah,
thing,
the
which
same
they don't have.
tiki-taka. Yeah,
They,
yeah.
they don't
Which is
have
not
that.
with the
They don't have that
they
team
don't
for
have
it
the
anymore.
players, and the game has also changed, because
Yeah,
now there are teams who know how to handle tiki-taka. The,
exactly.
the three different wing back positions, it is the biggest counter to the passing system, because the wing backs are there to break the runs, and the
Yeah,
defenders are there to push back, so that
yeah,
they don't have players to pass to.
yeah,
So I think yes, I was
yeah,
about to get to the point, but you absolutely stole it from my mind. I was
yeah,
about to come to that they need to change the kind of gameplay
yeah.
that they have. This is
Even
not the
even
team, and this is not the
even if you see the substitutions, they've tried to bring on slow players into the pitch where they
technical
need a
players.
goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, where they need to score a goal. I don't see, like, see, I was expecting Adama Traore, who has so much pace. I was
Pace,
like,
right?
man, this is the person who can probably change the game, but they didn't bring him on. So that's the one thing that I have problems with Spain, and it's not like only this that at this point of time. It's been going on for more than 4 years now since that
And the problem is that in the entire squad, you don't see a lot of pacey players. That squad
yeah.
that they have got to the Euro. So I don't know if even if they change the game, how that is gonna give any chance to them, because they don't. Apart from Adama Traore, I don't see anybody who has that blistering pace in that entire team.
Not
They
blistering
are
pace,
more
but they have
technical,
pacey players. They have pacey
but
players. Gerard Moreno
they
is
are more
pacey.
technically. They like to hold up the ball rather than pushing forward. They like to
Yeah,
orchestrate the play.
I got it.
So
Yeah, so I mean,
let's see.
yeah, Spain definitely. I mean, Spain plays Poland in the next match, who definitely are lacking confidence right now. So that could be a
Yeah,
good match for them to bring themselves to, or fix their technical deficiencies at this
and
stage. And
probably they need more than one goal
yeah, so
to
let's
come
see.
back
Yeah,
mentally.
yeah, let's see what exactly can they do. I mean, we definitely do not have a lot of expectations from them to maybe move past quarterfinals at this stage. But yeah,
Hmm.
let's see where Spain end up in this group stage itself. And lastly, let's talk about the big match. Obviously, is France versus Germany. We saw. I mean, it was a match where we expected France to actually just run away with the game. It still didn't happen. We saw two offside goals from Mbappe. He definitely had good runs, but he was marginally offside in both the cases. Or actually, not in the first one. In the second one, he was marginally offside, but the first goal which he scored was brilliant, but it was ruled out because of the offside. Mbappe definitely showed his prowess, like what he's capable of, and what he dreams to achieve in this Euro 2020 this year itself, and be a challenger for the top goal scorer as well. But he didn't get a lot of opportunities. But the other standout player was obviously Pogba. Pogba
Oh
definitely
yeah,
was all over the pitch, just like usually we were expecting Kante to play that role in that match, but it was Pogba who was doing that, and
But
been
yeah,
instrumental in the match itself. Like we saw him in the 2018 World Cup, where he was brilliant throughout the tournament to take the team to the World Cup win. I think it was again all about Pogba this match itself as well.
and I think
He
that is very usual with him in the French team. I think
Yeah, I think
he gels
he's
up with
more
the team, and I
dedicated
think
about performing in the national team compared to his club performances, where
yeah,
he has those moments of brilliance in the clubs where we know what he's capable of, but he does not want to do
And
it.
I think we a lot of times when Pogba comes into the conversation, like we always talk about when Pogba gets the freedom to do stuff, he plays good. But when
Exactly.
he is stuck to a particular role, when he has a lot of instructions that he needs to follow, the rules as per the kind of position that he needs to play, that is where Pogba does not shine. So when you said that we expected Kante to do the kind of things, Kante was doing it. He was workhorsing that midfield. He was working for the tackles and he was holding the ball, which actually gave Pogba the utmost confidence to go forward and play as a cam. And
Yeah.
that the transition between CM and cam, that is what Pogba does best. When he knows that when he has to come back, or he does not have to worry about his back, what is happening behind his back, and he just needs to focus on his attacking. And I think also he's confident that the kind of balls he's gonna give it to the players in the front, Mbappe and Benzema, they're gonna have the proper first touch to get those passes, to collect those passes and move forward. So I think yeah, in that sense, Pogba actually gives a bigger boost to France than a lot of people think. I mean, France, of course, already has star players. I mean, Kante, then there is Mbappe, Benzema. Just the front two are alone enough to scare
Griezmann.
and of course you add Griezmann there. But then when you see Pogba doing these kind of stuffs, when the central midfielder is doing these kind of stuff, you know that this team are very secure in their goal scoring form. They know even if Mbappe or Benzema are not doing their work, Pogba will do the kind of work in the midfield to get them those easy balls. The one that happened with Mbappe which went offside. That is the kind of free flow football that French team likes to play. And I think Deschamps is doing that kind of counter-attacking with the counter-attacking team that he has. So I think everything is like it's like a well done puzzle. The all the blocks are matched together. Every player is complementing each other. There is no kind of animosity between the players. You don't see players being selfish anymore. Otherwise, Mbappe would have easily scored that goal. Easily.
Yeah.
And I think that would not have been the offside.
Yeah.
But yeah, you see that they are fighting for the Euros. They are not here to just be a star player in a world international tournament. They are here to get the trophy and go.
They want to live up to the reputation which they had in 2018 itself, and they want to back it up in the Euros as well. Now, but coming to Germany, obviously there were a lot of things which they need to focus on, especially in their attack itself. Rishabh, do you think the starting 11? I mean, obviously, I come to you with the starting 11 questions a lot, but do you think the starting 11 was a right choice by Lowe in this match itself?
I mean,
I don't
think
think
it was.
so, but
I think it was good. It was a good starting 11, but I mean, it could have been definitely better. Right there, they have the players on the bench where they could have started the game, but I mean, something's definitely, you could see, and you've been seeing that since that 2014 World Cup. Something's not clicking for Germany, right? It's just not clicking. So either, and we know like it's all going to be a refresh after the Euros, like when Hansi Flick joins the German team. So we'll obviously see a refresh when there might be certain players who might be just axed and they might not play anymore. So it's just like this is what Lowe has been playing since past 12 years. So he's been there. And I don't know, German players don't get old. I see them at 17 years of age and they keep playing for like 30 World Cups or something like that. So
it happens.
Exactly.
And
I've been seeing.
You are always confused what age they are playing at, right?
What age they are, exactly.
Like I have been confused with Eigen Robben for years now. Is he? When I think that he's 40, I search out he's 28. Then the next year I think he's 54. He turns out to be 30. So Schweinsteiger. I mean that he looks like a beast at any age.
I mean, Rishabh and I were talking about Thomas Muller as well. I mean,
Thomas Muller,
Thomas
man.
he makes
Thomas
World
Muller,
Cup.
Manuel Neuer. I mean, looking at the
These have been
squad they
playing
have.
since, yeah. Even Gotsa is not still young, is still not old, man. He's still not old. Even though his career is probably over, but he's still not old. He's still in
Yeah.
his the prime that we call the prime. He's at his prime age. But yeah, coming back to Germany, man. I think from a Germany fan perspective, I liked their performance. I was not expecting them to win this game. I was
Yeah.
going for a 1-1 draw, just because it was the first game for both of them. So I was like, maybe there's some nerves, and maybe France is also trying to figure things out. But they were definitely dominant. I would not say that France were not dominant. They could have easily scored 3-4 goals.
It was
Yeah,
just
a
one of
couple of
those days
offsides.
when,
Yeah, what Mbappe just did, a Werner scored a couple of offside goals, but yeah, it's fine. So, but
But coming to Werner,
hold on. But I definitely feel, having seen the match, I definitely feel Werner should start the next game.
I was about to say.
Yeah, I think he's definitely going to be very influential if they need to defeat. And I think the next game is against Portugal or
yeah,
Hungary
they
I
play on
don't remember.
Saturday. They play on Saturday against Portugal.
So Portugal, I definitely feel they need to win that game. Now that they have lost this game, they need to win that game.
Yeah.
Given what Portugal has, definitely again there is a stronger predicament that Portugal are going to be the favorites in that game. But definitely Germany can definitely win that game. It's not
Yeah, I mean,
impossible for them.
you cannot take out Germany at all. Like, no
No, no.
matter they are not the same squad. Yes, they don't have the kind of winning mentality and the kind of fan level that they used to bring into the table. But you cannot like say that Germany are not.
For
You cannot push
Yeah.
push
Yeah,
Germany side ahead.
I
I think Muller needs to play the same role he was playing. He needs to be the striker in this match, in the match against Portugal, and I think the player he needs the support from needs to be Werner, who needs to play right behind him in that match, because right now Werner is the player who's actually struggling on confidence on finishing his goals, who's not been able to, and actually since he plays forward, he definitely misses out on because of his run. He does get into the offside trap a lot. So it's easy to trap him in the offside. So I guess if he starts behind Muller, he could give the support to Muller, who definitely doesn't have any problems finishing a strike. So I think that could be the perfect position for him to play in that match, I think.
Actually,
yeah
for me, I was thinking that Werner should start as a striker
Saying the other way around.
because
same
yeah,
same.
because the thing is, the pace of Werner is scary for every defender. No matter he does not have the striking boots, but the kind of runs he takes, and he's really good at it. He's very
Yeah,
intelligent in taking those kind of runs. So because if he's in a match, a defender is definitely marking him. And
yeah,
when that defender is marking him, he knows that he's gonna take the defender away, which is gonna open a lot of space with the likes of Muller and Serge Gnabry, because Germany, because this German side, they are not lacking of goal scorers. I mean, Gundogan can score a brilliant goal. Tony
yeah.
Cruz can score from any direction at any time. So it's all about making that space for the goal scorers, and I believe because the defense is not that strong for Germany anymore. Uh, so I think they need to depend on outscoring the teams rather than playing that safe counter-attacking team. I think they need to push their attackers more forward, and I think Werner is going to open that floodgate for them. So that is kind of what I think. I don't see Werner scoring. Still, I don't see.
Maybe
I mean, I would be very
you might
happy
see him,
if
you
he
might not see him. Maybe this is the tournament which he needs actually to get back to his rhythm and start scoring.
I
And
mean, this is
given,
the. I said it for the
I'm
Champions League final also, that this is the game that Werner needs to play very well to shed away all his turmoils. But
I'm a
again,
I'm
I
I'm
don't.
a I'm a little bit different than Anshuman. I definitely feel like Werner should also start, but I also feel like I feel like now Havertz should be dropped. Just for
Should
the
be
next
dropped.
game, I'm saying, because I feel like now that now that Germany's already lost, they have to. This is a
Yeah.
It's
must win
more of
game for
a
them.
do or die game kind of
So I
situation.
feel like Werner stays up top. Behind them plays Muller. On the left plays Sane, and on the right plays Gnabry. I feel that's probably going to be the perfect thing, because you have three pacey players, and ask Muller to be in the box so that if he gets a chance, he can finish, because he's not a bad finisher. We all know he can score goals.
But
He can
but
score
but
goals.
Right.
but you also have to put in perspective the kind of formation that they are also playing now, because
No,
because of
I'm
that.
just saying, that's what I'm saying. My perspective is the 4-3-3,
Okay,
because
okay, okay, right.
because in that
No, I
perspective,
was
Cruz
putting
can
it
stay
in the
behind.
perspective of 3-4-3,
Yeah, because
but
in that way, Cruz can stay behind, and Gundogan can also play that role that we saw in the City, that we saw, like, when he was playing for City. So you get almost somewhere close to 5 goal scorers within the box.
five
So
goal
easily you're
scorers
going to
within
beat
the
the chunk.
box.
And
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
they played a 3-4-2-1 in the first match.
Yes. Correct. Correct.
Yeah, because
So
because of that, because if they push in these kind of players, I think Kimmich's position is gonna fumble, and I don't see Kimmich. I want Kimmich in every match. I mean, he
Kimmich is
has to
going to
be
play
there.
every game. And Kimmich
Yeah,
can play anywhere, dude. Kimmich can play anywhere. He
that
can
is
play as a
also
winger
true.
also.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that is also
Yeah.
yeah, true, true.
He's a machine,
He's
man. He's a
brilliant.
machine.
even though he had a forgettable match against France, but yeah, we all know what Kimmich is capable of. So I guess yeah, from the wing back position, he can do any
I
kind of
mean,
damage.
of course, he was
Exactly.
not getting, but I could see that he was up there, man. He was always there running around the flanks.
Let's
I
not
mean, that
let's not just
and
criticize Germany itself, because I mean they were against a world class team as well. So it's not just
exactly,
Yeah, yeah,
exactly,
definitely.
exactly. Yeah, I
yeah,
mean,
it's
these
not
kind
just
of
about Germany.
happen, but
Yeah,
like
I mean,
we could see
we're talking about what they
individual
need to change.
excellence.
It's just that they came up against a team who is at this stage a better team than them. So they
Yeah,
were the ones who had to be who were the underdog in the match. Where we definitely do not say a lot about a team like Germany to be the underdog, but they were in this match.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, I mean, I can actually see if any of our tactics is being used against Portugal. I can actually see Germany beating them. If
Yeah,
again the Portugal players do not, if Bruno Fernandes and we are gonna see the likes of these players not performing, and if Ronaldo does not tick, I think the game is out of the hands of Portugal
yeah.
at that
I
point
mean,
of time.
it's going to be a very feisty fixture because
Yeah,
I think we do not
yeah,
we haven't seen both of them at their best at this stage, and I think
exactly.
this is going to be the game where both teams want to click as a team rather than just thinking about qualify. They also want to think about clicking, because this is because by the last game group stage match, you want to be in a position where you can just go all out attacking, all guns blazing, and just even though Portugal
Right,
facing France in their last match, which is going to make the job even more harder for them to qualify or finish in a position where they could actually be maybe finish at the top of the table. You never know what the story holds for them in the rest of the
right,
tournament.
right.
Uh, this is our review for match day one, where we've covered most of the big teams. So yeah, I mean, I guess let's see. I mean, we'll probably be covering right after second. After the group stages itself, where our next coverage will be, because this week
And I
we'll
think
probably
we'll have a very more clearer idea about what kind of
yeah,
knockout stages we are gonna get, which team is gonna
exactly.
face.
So
The
yeah,
table's
that's
gonna shape a lot better in the next few
yeah.
weeks. In the next week.
Next week itself. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, next week itself.
uh, it's
Next
going
few
to
weeks.
be
It is a tournament of few weeks.
yeah, it's the yeah,
In the next few
we'll have the
weeks,
champions
we'll
in
be
another
getting the
by the end of
winner.
by the next July 11th. We'll definitely we'll have a champion for the Euros. Don't know
Yeah.
if we'll see the reigning champions being succeeding, or see a new champion itself. But yeah, let's see that conversation for the future date. And thanks to both of you guys for joining on the conversation, and thanks to all the viewers also. Do let us know in the comment section, what do you think about the group stages of the matches we've seen so far. Who do you think are the standout performers, and where do you think actually who do you think is who's the front runner for the being the top goal scorer as well? The other thing, obviously, is congratulations to Ronaldo for yet another record in the UEFA books, being the top goal scorer with 11 right now, and still counting. So let's see where he ends up in the record books as
And
now.
shout out to Ericsson, man. Stay safe. You are a hero, and we are all with your family and together. And just be safe, man.
Yeah, I think
You have proved it all.
that's a really touching way to end the podcast. So yeah, thanks to all the viewers. Do remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and do not forget to follow us on the social media handles, which you can find the links in the description below. So thank you and good night.